Hey guys, Jaykrawls here. So I want to talk a little bit about how maybe you could have done better in the boss strike. Um, there's really the three things that you could probably look at back on your boss strike if you're kind of reflecting and see maybe where you had a problem. Maybe it was you just didn't have enough resources to heal the units that you needed to heal. So you kind of had things backed up in the hospital, but you couldn't heal them because you were waiting on resources. Or you maybe just didn't have enough space in your hospital to heal, or it was just taking you too long to heal your units. So that may have been a problem. And the third thing is you may have been losing a lot of your meat shields on the front, and that was causing your other units to die, and it was just taking too long to heal those things that you put on the front row, and you just couldn't turn them over quick enough to stay in the battle very long. So I wanted to look at a couple of those things to help you guys out. The first thing, if it has to do with resources, if you need steel, that's a very important thing in healing any of your tanks and most units. You need steel. So if you don't have advanced steel mills and you just have regular steel mills, you need to rank these guys up as much as possible so that you can get the amount of steel quickly as you can. And with that said, you only have 2 coal mines on your base. So you may need to purchase the advanced coal mine and rank that guy up, or get you some of these coal bins put beside it so that you can get a 12% boost on your coal mines. So I only have one that's advanced with 2 of the bins beside it, and then I have just a regular one over here that's ranked up to 8, and that has always been plenty for me getting the steel. I always do I don't do the biggest one, I do the 3-hour one, which I'm constantly checking and upgrading, and I never run out. I always fill up without running out. So that's the thing. If you're going through iron or coal quicker than you can make the steel, then you've got to upgrade those resources, and then upgrade your steel mills to compensate that as well, because you need those for this. Another thing is oil. You need to make sure that you have enough oil pumps and that they're ranked up adequately so that you're compensating for how much you're using during the boss strike, especially if you have a really tank heavy army and most of your meat shields are tanks. But I'm going to show you a couple of things you can do to switch that up so you won't use as much of that oil during the boss strike. So the next thing to talk about is healing. You got to have enough hospitals and repair bays to get you back in the fight quick as possible. I have more hospitals because I use a lot more units that are soldier-based units that die quicker. So I need the hospitals. Legendary mammoths, legendary boars, my veterans, my ETs, which I use a lot of, the peacemongers, I've been using those as well. I'll show you those in just a minute. But I need the advanced hospitals because I need to get these units turned around pretty quickly. And a lot of the units that I have, the heal time is like within 40 minutes to an hour. So it's a pretty quick turnover. In an advanced level 10 hospital, I get 11 spaces that I can heal with. And the best thing is it reduces the time greatly. An advanced level 10 hospital can heal a wimp in 54 seconds, only costing 23 gold. That's quick turnaround. The advanced repair bays at level 10 greatly reduce your resource cost and how much time. So it basically cuts it in half. So whatever this at level 10 is, it'll cost about half as much as resources and take half as much time to heal using those. So that's why it's nice to have the advanced ones. I keep this one here around because I use it for planes. Planes usually take very low resources and they heal pretty quickly to start with. So I like to put all my planes in this repair bay. and I save these for my other units, tanks, and other things that I'm using. I need healing pretty quickly. So I would advise you to get at least one advanced hospital and one advanced repair bay, and rank those guys up to rank 10. Then rank up your regular repair bay and hospital to rank 10 as well. You'll not want to use that one, but you'll need it during the boss strike because it's good to have that backup there if you can't get enough advanced hospitals or repair bays. So now that we've talked about that, let's just look at those meat shields. Here's a way to save some of those resources by changing your front line, your meat shield, a little bit from being all either all walls and mega tanks or heavier tanks to adding a few more units that maybe you didn't consider in the past, but maybe you'll consider them now. Okay, we've got some of the ones that you can look at here. Maybe during the one of the events recently, you've acquired several of the Raider recruits, and you thought, what in the world will I do to those? Well, ranked up on the front row, those make good blocking units. Let's throw a few of these up here that I'm going to use that I can show you what it's really good for. There's one more that I want to show you. Okay, and let's just put him back here as an example. Okay, now here's some of the meat shields that I like to use on the front row as well. I usually always stick 2 ETs on the front just because of the few things that I'll share about them. At max rank, an ET has 550 hit points, which is awesome. It has more armor than it does hit points by 50 points. And the reason I like that is its armor only takes 25% fire and explosive damage. So when tanks shoot at it, it's only taking 25%. If something, chemical attack or whatever, it's only doing 25%. And its health only takes 50% health, explosive, and fire, and 75% piercing. So all around great damage modifiers on this unit. Awesome for front row. Usually the elemental troopers outlasted my mega tanks, especially on the last boss strike. So having 2 of those on the front row was perfect because I needed them as freezing units. Some people stuck them back here and hid them behind walls just to keep them safe. But you know what? I decided get a couple of these guys so that I can keep them on the front row. They don't take very long to heal. I can throw them back out there. They're great blocking units, and I can save more space for my mammoths or boars and other things in the back row here. So there's that. Now the one downside to this guy, the ET and the Peacemonger, is they're only partial blocking. And when I say partial blocking, means that certain shots, attacks, will go through those units. So you want to be careful what you put behind them. This chemical attack here goes through this unit to my legendary mammoth because it's only partial blocking. Now, if I were to take my veteran, the Bigfoot, the Raider recruit, and put them in the front row, and then I see the same attack, you can see that it's not going to hit my legendary mammoth this time because this guy, the veteran, has complete blocking. So that shot's not going to go through this guy. So that's something to think about when you are using meat shields. Make sure that the units you put behind them are strong enough to withstand whatever may come through that unit. So when I put my 2 ETs on them, I usually put them on the sides, and then I'll put like my legendary mammoths behind them because I know they have enough hit points to be able to take any damage that's thrown at them. But I wouldn't want to put something behind it that's very low health because it won't live very long if you do. So let's look at some of these little meat shield unit options. Now, the ET I told you has good health and armor. Its healing cost all the healing costs I'm going to talk about are advanced level 10 because that's what I want you to get to. Advanced level 10 hospitals and repair bays, because that will reduce your resources you're spending and the amount of time you're waiting the most. So the heal time for the ET in an advanced hospital is 1 hour and 30 minutes. 4,800 gold, It costs 660 steel and 1 gear. So not a bad time, and not, an hour and 30 minutes is not a very long time, especially if you have several of these units. You can keep healing while you're playing, no big deal. The Peacemonger, partial blocking, that's kind of its downside, but it has a total of 610 max health. Its defenses are pretty good at 85. Its damage modifiers, 75% fire and explosive on its health, 25% piercing and crushing, and 75% fire on its armor. So not too bad. It's pretty decent, especially in the piercing and fire and crushing. So piercing and crushing damage is holding it really well. One of the benefits for this unit is that it can stun. You can take this attack right here, and it'll deal pretty decent damage, and I can stun that unit if I want to, so I can be waiting for another unit to get an attack ready. The Veteran has blocking, which is great. It only has regular health, no armor, but its defenses are high, so it doesn't take complete damage from everything, and it also has good blocking, so it blocks a lot. No damage modifiers on this unit, however. The one downside to it, the heal cost, even with the advanced everything, is 2 hours and 28 minutes, so it's a pretty good long time for healing on this guy. It takes 5,130 gold, 390 steel. One other benefit for this unit is it hits air. This shot right here, the third shot, hits air. Not to mention all the shots are explosive damage, which is kind of nice and comes in handy. The Raider Recruit. The Raider Recruit has a total of 720 hit points when it's maxed out, 105 defense. It shares just about the same stats as the Veteran here, except for it does have some damage modifiers, but they're not very good. 125% crushing, but only 75% explosive. So takes a little more crushing damage than other units. Its heal time is 2 hours and 28 minutes, so just like the Vet. 7,500 coins or gold, 720 steel, and it costs 2 skulls. That's kind of a lot, but see how that unit does on the front line. If you're losing it a lot, then just and you don't have enough skulls, don't stick him up there. But this shot right here can hit air units, so that's one of its benefits. The Bigfoot is a great meat shield because it has a total of 720 hit points when it's maxed out. Its defense is at 60. Its damage modifiers are 85% piercing and 40% explosive. Very good against tank units. However, its downside is it takes 155 fire damage. So these chemical guys that do fire damage, or any other damage unit that does fire damage, is going to chew this guy up. But its heal time is only 53 minutes. So and this guy doesn't cost nanopods to make. It only costs teeth and some coins. So the unit's really cheap to make. So you can have a bunch of these at max level and make some pretty decent meat shields. And they do not take very long to heal, like I said. They do require teeth, though, to heal. 1 tooth. So you have to save some of those guys up. Next in line, I would put the portable wall up before I put any of the tanks up, just because it has high health. See, 945 hit points at level 4. It does take 2 gears, though, to heal the portable walls, but it only takes 50 minutes to heal, as opposed to a mega tank that's going to take an hour and 20 minutes. So this guy can get out of there a lot quicker, costing a lot less than a mega tank. But you do lose a shot when you put one of these walls up. It does tend to draw fire away from other units, but if it comes down to where you're running out of units to shoot with, you may want to put a mega tank in over that guy. Okay, so I hope this video has helped you make some of those decisions. That'll help you better prepare for the boss strike. Take the upcoming invasion and look at the troops that maybe you need to rank up that'll help you out. Some people just focus on their one units and then kind of don't even think about the other units. So if you have a lot of ETs sitting around and a lot of Bigfoots and Peacemongers, from the secret vaults, raider recruits, you may think, hey, you know what? I can save some. Save some repair time, keep my repair bay clear, and use my hospital a little bit more by putting some of these meat shields up on the front row. That will help you during the boss strike. All right, guys, leave some comments below that have helped you during the boss strike. Maybe some tips that you've found out and things that work good for you on the front row or anywhere else. And also subscribe so you can get the latest videos that come out from me. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next boss strike.